All right. Nerea, we just got out of Nerea's workshop, flamenco workshop here at the Costa Rica Salsa Bachata Kizomba Festival. It's time for some chilling on the beach. Almost doesn't need any introducing, right? Nerea Perez.
Oh, we're from Spain.
From Spain. You started dancing super young. At what age did you start?
4.
4 years old.
4 years old.
You were already doing the
Flamenco.
flamenco.
My mom told me that I was already with 2 years old following choreos on TV.
Really?
That I could manage it to go right, left, or moving the hands at the same time that they were going on the TV. I knew the choreo already.
So it is really in your blood. Then you did hip hop?
Then I did hip hop, and then in the hip hop I met some salsa people. Also, my aunt, she was also dancing, so I just went like, let's try this salsa. It's a little bit more funny. You meet people, dance with the people. Then I tried salsa.
And then at some point you started to dance in Milan with...
I'm from Jerez, from Cádiz, the south of Spain. And then I moved 4 years to Valencia first. Then from Valencia, I moved to Helsinki, Finland. I was almost like...
This reminds you a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Of Finland, the setting.
I was going to say. Half year over there. And then I moved to Milan. And now we are in Amsterdam.
Exactly. Yeah. You went to Milan to dance with Euphoria.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. So you started to dance with Jose there.
Exactly.
Now
in the 2012.
2012. Wow.
So a few years ago already.
My salsa life wasn't even born at that point.
You make me feel old.
Oh, no. That was not my intention. And now for 6 years already, you guys are in Amsterdam,
5.
right? 5 years? Amazing. Yes, improving the scene there.
Very nice.
Great.
Goed. Goed.
What other Dutch words do you know?
Slap lekker. Goedenavond. Doei. And sorry.
My name is Corrie. All right. I think it's good enough.
Right?
It's good enough for 5 years. You've been traveling for salsa dancing now for so long. Do you keep track of how many countries you've been to?
No, but in Google, sometimes they give you the update of the places where you have been. Yeah. And I think once I saw like a 3-something, like countries.
30-something.
30-something, like...
every continent.
Not all of the continent, but...
Antarctica is the only one you haven't done. I'm sure. Wow.
But it's going to be soon.
Let's see, with the penguins, right?
We're going to make a salsa congress over there.
It's going to be fun. I think the penguins will like more kizomba.
And the interview is going to be like, no interviews over there.
What is your favorite place to go as an artist?
It's a bit difficult because a lot of people is asking the same question, but it's also depending what do you ask, like about food, weather, people, social dance, like a level. Because I think for me, there is no a place or where you can find all of them together. You can always have like nicest places or nice food or really nice people. But one of the most complete, I think it can be Magic in Slovenia.
Oh, wow.
I think it's really magic. I think the name is also as a magic. And all the events also in Spain, I love it because I'm feeling home. So it's kind of feeling, the feeling. And also this year, New York was very good. I think Costa Rica is going to be also on the cheap.
Of course, you have to say that, right? We're being sponsored for this video.
We were already on Friday, so we don't know about the Congress, but I think it's going to be good.
So one of my first questions was going to be how you experience the difference in dynamics in different regions of the world. I have been to some festivals in the US, some festivals in Europe, and particularly how you feel the interaction between the artists and the guests, if you see a difference there.
Yes, and I think in Europe, people is more connected. In America, you can see that there are not a lot of artists at the socials. Also, the socials finish earlier. I don't know if this is also a reason, but in Europe, we finish maybe 7 a.m. in the morning, yeah. And in USA, it's more like a 4, 5 sometimes. And at the time that you finish show, it's always late. And then I don't see a lot of artists normally on congresses. But I'm always also, I'm part of the party, or I feel like I'm at the party. So I also not checking too much who's there or who's not there. Sometimes we have a room. So I'm in the also artist room. Taking some drink.
Of course.
I will not say no, of course.
Cannot say no to that.
Exactly. But I also feel more about the guys asking you to dance. Like And there are countries, I don't know if because maybe it's my first time going there or not, but in some countries, the guys are really like, they want to dance with you. So they don't give you like a space. So they are like waiting for you. Even the song didn't finish and they are, on cue already searching. And you can see them looking at you like, don't leave.
Where do you see that?
For example, in Turkey. In Turkey, I saw that a little bit more.
Yeah.
I saw like a lot of Asia, also they have this.
Where it's a difference in culture.
Exactly.
To stand in line to wait.
Exactly.
Maybe also chasing celebrities.
And sometimes you go to other countries and the people, they don't care about you.
They don't care about you. So which one do you prefer?
Also, this is a very tricky question because if I like the music or if I'm feeling good, like I'm feeling, sometimes the Congress is so the energy at the social, you feel it that it is going good. And sometimes you feel that it's a little bit heavy or the music or you tired or whatever. But when I'm good, I like to dance. So I don't like to be at the party the whole night like this waiting for a dance because it's also make me boring, it's like make me feel like I'm not part of this.
Yes.
But also if I dance 20 in a row,
it's also a lot. What is your strategy if you have been dancing too many in a row, but of course you don't want to say no to people asking? You have a strategy to get out?
They need to everyone is gonna know.
Oh no.
Nobody's gonna know.
Right?
Nobody's gonna know.
we have the right to take a break in the most polite way possible.
Yeah.
You don't want to make anyone feel like it's their fault.
Exactly. So it's more about when you have the eye contact, then you know that person, you open the door to the person. When
Close
I'm really exactly. So you are like a kind of just doing like this, thank you, and just leave me with.
I forgot to bring my glasses.
No, but you try just to, even when the music was just finishing, it's the end, but you don't do pam pam and stay there 2 seconds and then, thank you. You just like a pam pam, thank you very much. And then you just, go under the head and try to go faster out.
Exactly.
So you dry a little bit. But honestly, I don't like to say no. So even doing that is a bit complicated. I need to be really tired because I was also in that side where I was dancing with the artists, and it was very nice. It was very nice to dance with them, and to have at least, even a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes with the artists and feel how they will, leading you. And so when the people is asking me to dance, I also want to make them feel like, if you ask someone, it's because you want to dance to that person, right? So you just want to make it feel good.
Yeah.
If I'm at the dance floor, I try to just feel good. If not, I just artist room.
Yeah. Do you think it's more difficult for women as artists in the scene? Because let's say as a lead, as a man, you have a bit more control in the social of how the dance goes.
I think there are two sides. One is what you say, the guys control it. So you can decide if you're tired or the lady is heavy or whatever is happening, you can just go right turn, left turn, cross body. You don't need to do that much. And for us, we just need to follow. So if the guy is doing 3, 4, 5 turns, whatever, you just need to continue doing it with them. But I think guys dance sometimes more than ladies because there are normally more ladies than guys dancing. So the ladies they are less shy to ask for dance. I see more guys dancing. If I, for example, compare myself with Jose, he's gonna dance for sure more songs than me in one. Like in any concert that we go, the congress that we go, I think he dances always more than me.
But is it because he gets asked more or because he's more comfortable making himself available?
I think the ladies ask more. Like they don't give him the opportunity to leave even we don't know contact.
They're a bit more bold, maybe.
They say, hey, look at me.
Exactly. Grab him by the chin. Hello.
Exactly. So the guys, I think they're a little more careful with that. When they see that the ladies a little bit, they don't run behind the lady. A guy will not run like to ask you to dance, but a lady will do it.
The guys have it really difficult in the scene. It's hard for us.
They need to be very confident to make you dance.
Yeah.
I think it's a little more difficult for them. And ladies, they don't care. Sometimes I saw them running one side to the other side of the room to
ask somebody.
You know that, right?
Do you sometimes feel like in a social, like as a follow, unsafe if the lead is too rough, or do you sometimes have to step in or say like, hey, please go a bit easier?
I did it a few times, but I did it only when the guy is really giving me the like a do it, like he's really Then it's like, man, relax, like take it chilly, like you don't need to put that power.
Yeah.
But also, I don't like to correct people during the social dance
No.
because we're having fun. So I just try to compensate the energy. So if they give me a lot of energy, I just put more energy to, to keep it.
Yeah.
And when they are a little bit arrogant and those stuff, then I say,
And there's some
relax,
room
in
to
the
press
good
the
way.
ego down, maybe.
Exactly. But just because they give me this feeling of power, like, control it. And then they're leading me so outside of the balance, like everything wrong. So it's like, I know I need to say something.
If you had to rank your favorite thing about being an artist at events, especially between performing, teaching, and social dancing, what is your ranking? Difficult one.
Yes, because I thought about this already before.
Oh yeah.
And because performing, that at some age you're gonna live it. Right? You're gonna leave the stage at some point because you cannot be the whole life on a stage. Or it will make the evolution to go easier or to go different things, right? I'm not gonna be like a turning and jumping and making tricks for a lot of like years.
Yeah.
The stage is just short, so it becomes strong because that is something that is gonna has an end.
Yeah.
Classes, I love to teach. I really love to teach. So I also really love to teach beginner classes. I really love them. I really love how they arrive and they don't know anything and you just can put them whatever you want.
Bad Bunny should have asked you for the video.
But he also asked a good one.
And Tamara, yeah, of course. No
he wasn't
doubt.
wrong. He
No
wasn't
doubt.
wrong with that. So I really like also teaching. And teaching, I think, is going to be for my whole life. I always saw myself old in a shirt. So, I saw myself already teaching for a long, long time. And social dance is also nice, when you have nice people, the atmosphere. You're also dancing in places like this. It's also beautiful. I mean, it also has the energy. So I don't know how can I put the ranking. This is a difficult one. I think teaching, it can be maybe first. Because I really like to teach.
Yeah.
Performing, maybe it can be the second one. But it's always like, I don't want to perform, It's always like, when I'm doing that. And then when I finish, like, I like it.
Of course, the best feeling.
And maybe social then the last one, because also in classes, you are kind of socializing. So
you get that part already. Yeah.
It's part of that.
So you put teaching on 1, performing on 2, and social on 3.
Yes.
Do you think there's a difference in the energy of the crowd when you are in different parts of the world when you perform?
Yes. In some places, the people is like, "Wah!" Like yesterday.
Yeah, here in Costa Rica.
But there are places that are not that much. For example, I feel that in Italy, sometimes at congresses, the people is not allowed when we perform. It's really quiet and you feel like, oh my God, I just want to finish.
Am I doing something wrong?
It's that bad that people is not doing anything.
The worst part is when you're in the corner and you're like, and then it's quiet.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is bad. This is bad. And there are places where the people they just love what you do, or maybe they support everything what you're doing, and they just scream because performing, guys, is also not that easy. Be on a stage, and when you have the support as an artist, you feel it, right? So you start to feel also better when you are on a stage and people is screaming. You feeling the power.
Yeah,
it's always good. And it's always nice if you guys support, because as always we support. Even if we perform and we go back down, we always watching them from the side.
Even if you don't like them, you're still like...
Always a respect. Artisan is a respect. I think if you are if you're killing the lady with something, then I will not clap. Maybe I would like...
Right.
Exactly. But whatever it is, I think everyone has the right to do it, because who are you to tell me that you don't like how I dance, right? Like it's my style.
It's your art. Do you think the reaction of the audience, the way that the people look at shows, has something to do with the way that salsa is expressed? I feel like Italy and Turkey, they're more competition oriented.
Yes, they right now are doing more, and Greece also, I think. They are really powerful dancers and dancing, but they focus more on the competition. And when I see them performing, I almost see the same in all of them. So you don't see a personality of dancers. You just see everyone dancing in the same way. I think
Do
it
they just copy
changed.
each other, or at some point it becomes more like maybe ballroom where the judges, they are looking for particular things and the contestants, they adjust to that?
Maybe because I think it's a moda. Now is the thing that everyone needs to do that. If you're doing that, you are in the fashion mood. You
The
become of
fashion.
this generation, right? If you don't do it, it's like you dancing another salsa, not the salsa that is right now. What they call in salsa right now. I think in the past, the evolution wasn't like this. It was a little bit less. There were also less dancers. We didn't have YouTube, or at least at the beginning, we started to have YouTube, so you couldn't see artists or have videos on Instagram. Right now, you open Instagram, you have millions of videos of any type of dance. You can just easily copy and learn also from videos. Before, it was more your own thing because you couldn't copy no one. So you were copying your teacher, and maybe you saw one time, I don't know, Adriana and Anita. Then you had in your mind how they were dancing, and then you were trying to dance at them. But
Capture the feeling.
exactly, you didn't have any video to compare. Now you can go to Instagram and check it again to see how they're doing it. Before, I think we were more particular in on styling because that, and now it's too easy. So it's like the population. When everyone goes like this, everyone goes like this. Now in the videos, you see everyone dancing in that way, so everyone is gonna dance that way. Bachata, right? Like everything is also bachata, or everyone's dancing, saying, I don't know how to say it, but for me, it looks in that way. Like this is a lot of copy and not like a particular dancers. Also, I think the competition make you a good dance because you improve a lot. You need to learn a lot of or improve in make the improvisation in a lot of songs, music. So you need to know a lot of them because more you know about here, more you know about that. But then as a choreography, it's not the same. One thing is a dance, a social dance, and another thing is a choreography. When you do a choreography, you need something else. And when you have a technique of different background really open, you can get better choreographies when you just have only maybe salsa and only one thing that you just saw and you think that this is salsa. Because the music can change a lot. Music can be more lyric, it can be more instrumental, it can be more percussion. And you cannot dance it the whole time the same. You need to also have a little bit of that. And also that you're learning with the time, with the teacher, different styling, always taking classes. And also, if you performing in a team, for example, as my experience, I started dancing with Jose. Euphoria gave me a lot because I was practicing 3 hours, 3 days per week. So making it the same thing, 3 hours, but like every day, it make you improve or you are not made for that. But also teaching, controlling the step and teaching the people, it gives you also control because when you teach, you need to know exactly what you're doing. Because people start to ask questions like are really deep. It's like, oh, I should do that. It's with the timing you start to understand. Exactly, of course. Yeah. Nobody start teaching with the same knowledge as when you are old.
You do the body movement and someone says, which muscle in your chest are you moving? And you're like,
and you start to touch yourself like that. Exactly.
It looks like what the fashion is today. People are training a lot for competitions, a lot of like new improv competitions like Salsanama and a lot of different formats like that are coming out. Some people, they dance to make choreographies to compete with their shows. And then you have some, especially Latinos, saying, hey, this is not salsa anymore. This is not what it was made for. Are they right?
Yes. Yes and no, because when the salsas are in their country, it's not like that. If you go to their country, if you go to the street, they will not dance before turns of the lady. They're just gonna dance easy, stepping back, maybe out of the music. But for them, this is salsa. And it's also right. But for us, it's also become a dance. And we just putting a lot of information. I think it happened a little bit with bachata. Bachata sensual and bachata Dominican and traditional and it's like, no, this is not traditional. The bachata sensual doesn't fit. This is new. You cannot call it bachata because it's not bachata. I think every evolution has always this pro and always people is going to compare or say, but
it always continues to evolve.
Exactly. I think it's part of the evolution.
And you do fusion as well with flamenco.
I do it. So I'm I approve fusions because I think it's a nice way to find also your way, right? In hip hop and everything, you have different styling, and every people is dancing also in different ways.
Mhm.
In salsa, it can be also like that. You can learn from me maybe the flamenco, for the other one the lyric part, the other one the afro, and it's nice to have different person that you can learn from all of them. If we were like in ballroom that all of them they have the same technique, they try to have the same technique, then it's everything the same. You just see robot dancing. Also nice technique on point, beautiful feet, legs, hands, whatever. They are perfect because they are really perfect. But I prefer salsa that you can interpret the music. They're gonna dance a choreo. It doesn't matter the music that they play. And I like to go with the ear, what I feeling. And not every time it's also giving the same feel. Maybe sometimes you listen to the music and it's like it happens more at night. When I listen to the music in my place, like a song at night in my bed, I was like, oh my God, this song is amazing. I listened in the morning, I was like, what is this song? It's
What was
so
I
bad.
smoking? You're in Amsterdam, right? If it was not salsa you were dancing, what would it be? Bachata.
West Coast swing.
West Coast
Yeah,
swing.
West Coast swing. I knew West Coast swing when I started with dance with Luis. He also loved it a lot. So it was around 2008, 9, that discovered like at the West Coast swing. And from then I love it. I really love it. I think in salsa sometimes I feel it a little bit ridiculous because I'm not the lady that like to be a perfect lady. I don't feel myself as a cute lady. Everyone can define, different. I don't see myself as a cute. So I'm more like a chill lady, like man lady. When I'm dancing, I like to have fun. And I can go under your legs or whatever. And in salsa, it looks a little bit weird. But in West Coast swing, they make all these crazy things. So I can be so happy there because I can just jump and throw myself and make crazy things. And you dancing in every type of song. It's really open. In salsa, you have salsa. Here, you can have everything.
It's very lyrical often, right? West Coast swing. Yeah, I've never danced it, but
it's a bit difficult. I don't know if you know that, but it's a 6-count dance. So in salsa, we have 8 counts, right? In West Coast, we have 6 counts.
Salsa brain goes.
I tried once. I went for a class and it was so difficult because after the 6, I was sweating the 2 counts I was missing.
Exactly.
And then I was starting again and then I was missing 4.
Exactly. First you dance on 1, then on 7, and then on 5. And you're like, what's going on?
It's so complicated. And everyone is dancing in different timing. Only one couple is starting together after the 3rd count. I tried a few more times. But the West Coast swing was more difficult for me because also the basic is like a salsa basic. So you're going forward. So it's like you step in 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's kind of the opposite what you're doing in the salsa. So
it's a mind fuck.
Yes. Yeah. When it's a new dance, like a salsa, in 1. You just keep the rhythm. But in the other one that you need to step back and forward, you feel like you're making a basic with salsa between. But it's very nice. I really love it. I really love also watch videos of West Coast swing.
Do you think in other dance styles it's easier to make money as an artist?
The West Coast swing?
I don't know, maybe West Coast swing in general?
West Coast swing, I think they also are nice things. There are a lot of congresses and happening and boot camp also. I saw choreos like you can just perform with them and kind of salsa, right? But the thing of West Coast swing, they have levels to classes. Also in salsa, right? But in salsa, they don't control it. And in the West Coast swing, they control it. So before you join the Congress, you need to send a video or you need to say your level. Or when you arrive over there, they're going to test the level. So you cannot join the class that you want. Like in salsa, you go advanced classes and you have intermediate, beginner or whatever because they just want to go to the classes. In West Coast swing, they respect the levels. So they just
might not be a very bad idea for the salsa scene either. But who's going to be the authority?
But it would be more biased for the classes, right? Like the people that is really advanced is going to have a really enjoy the advanced class. Because sometimes in advanced classes, I feel that I never go really with the name that they put on the expression because advanced classes, it can be also depending of the country.
Yes. I know in the US, they have like beginner 0, beginners 1, and then they have advanced beginners, and then they have intermediate. Intermediate 2, etc. Yeah. It's a good system from the West Coast swing.
Yeah. I think it's a good one because everyone respected their classes and you can really learn it because you have the same people.
Are there other things where sometimes you look at other dance styles, or maybe more specifically other artists in other styles, and you say, I wish it was like that in the salsa scene?
I think in all dance you have these things because when I was dancing hip hop, I also really love it, but also the energy sometimes is too competitive, too too much, and they fight for. In art, there is also not a lot of place for everyone. We are alive, so you always need to compete. It's a compete life. So you can make a nice friends also, but it's always a competition in any dance, I think. Even ballet, jazz, hip hop, or belly dance. I think all of them you fight a little bit. Because also when the people is showing the body and the way to dance, there is always this, oh, you look better than me. Or, oh, this lady looks good, you know? So these things I think is not good and you have it everywhere.
Yeah. What about aside from the dance, like just the artist life? You think salsa artists is comparable to other artists in terms of the flights that you get, how you're treated at events?
I was thinking about that coming here because a few weeks ago it was a post. I was in that interview. We were talking about social dance. We say that sometimes we tired, right? Like, and we need to be at the social that we like it, but sometimes we are tired to dance the whole night. And what people like criticize is like how you can say that, you know, it's not respectful. It's part of your job. You should be loving the social dance and dancing with everyone. And I was like, yeah, I mean, we didn't say that, but when my work starts, it starts when I leave home or when I arrive here. Because, for example, I left my home, like my house, on Thursday in the morning, 11 a.m., and I arrived here like next day, you know? So it was like this flight of 16, 18 hours is counting as a work. Part of the work, or the people don't think about work that like.
And we don't fly business class. That's not business class.
Exactly. So you arrive like this in the middle, like
in the middle of the seat. Excuse me, I'm a salsa artist.
And then you start to move like a neck and back and try to. So yeah, I think it's not really. It's very nice the way when we arrive and we start the Congress. But the flights also sometimes we flying back at 6 a.m. in the morning on Monday after the Sunday party directly. And then we had to teach in the evening. So it's like, is your work like the Sunday better or more important for you to stay in the social than the classes on Monday?
Yeah.
Or you kill yourself and you don't care? Or what is the real work of that?
Yeah.
Like when it's counting our work.
So earlier you were saying that one thing that really helped you to get better was consistent training. With Euphoria, you said like 3 hours every day.
So I was lucky because when I started with Jose with Euphoria and I was practicing 3 hours, 3 days per week. So that makes you improve a lot because you just need to do it, right? And also being in a group is kind of, I was the leader. So I have to do it better than the other ones. Like they need to follow me. So you have the responsibility. So you really kill yourself. But also teaching makes you feel good because you need to teach it in the right way. So people is going to ask you exactly different muscles movement that you really need to know how to explain them. And at the beginning, everyone makes a lot of mistakes. And then little by little, you start to learn about that. So also teaching makes improve your technique because you repeat it a million times and you force yourself to realize, okay, what I'm doing now, do I'm stepping with the heel, with the toes, in front, a little bit rotating. So yeah, I think being in a show team, it helps a lot because as I say, also you have different people, so you can learn from them and everything. But taking classes or teaching classes also give you a lot.
Yeah.
Because it gives you information, also your breath. When you practice a choreo, you practice those minutes and that's it. When you make a choreo every week or classes every week, a few of them, you need to remember the steps, new combination. So it's always your mind working in a way to repeat and to remember all the steps. And it gives you more things different because when you do a choreo, it has to be only 1, 2. So you just repeat that movement, right?
Yeah.
In the cast, it can be 1, 2, or 1, 2, or 1, 2, or 1, 2. So you have a lot of options that every day you're going to practice in different way.
Yeah.
So it's going to give you also more options. So then later on, you create your own style. Because I don't like to teach a lot of styling in beginners classes. So I prefer the people, from your own thing. Everyone has their own style and it's beautiful. See how they react to the different moves. I love that.
Their own interpretation.
Exactly. Yeah. You just put in the way, even like a step with the toe or whatever. Everyone is going to step in different way or position down and up. So it's also cute to see how the people, you have different between them.
All right. So the tips for ladies aspiring to be salsa artists is teach.
Yeah, I mean, taking classes. Let us say teach, because then maybe you're teaching wrong. I was like, no, Nerea said
maybe a bit later. Yeah, Nerea said dance 1 year and then start teaching. And joining a show team. You think it's a good step?
Yes.
What was your motivation for you to join?
The show team, it can be more for stage. Like if you like to be on a stage, it can be a good proposal to be on a stage. If you want to improve your own thing, I think show team is not the best. I mean, it depends.
Do you think like what percentage of, let's say, the top 1% female dancers have gone through show teams? I think the partner dance is what often attracts people and what creates names.
I think all of them, they started with a partner work.
Yeah. Do you think that gives a lot of power to the men that often lead these teams?
Before, it was more as a man thing. So before, without a man, you were a dancer of the men. Yeah. I remember at the beginning when I was starting, they were more like, okay, you are the dancer of that. Mm-hmm. They even not calling you with your name. They were just saying the name of the guy.
Yeah, really.
It happened also to me to have José Díaz and partner.
Really? When was the last time that happened?
No, it was years ago. It was more at the beginning, but it happened, it happened.
And the scene is changing in that?
Yeah, I think now it's more leading for ladies.
Yeah.
There are more ladies also making their own things. So I think it's changing a lot.
What do you think is driving the change?
I think the war, like everything is changing.
The world, the whole culture. Yeah.
Everything is changing. Like the woman now is making power.
It's a good thing?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we don't need to use it to overuse it. Mm-hmm. But it's good also to have our part, right? And become any professional that we can do. That is not only part of the guys.
Yeah.
That it's not like a guy's professional.
It seems obvious, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So what do you mean by overuse?
How can I explain this? In the world now, for example, for me, being a feminist, it's not being with the boobs outside. No. Honestly, no. I don't need to do that to feel more power than the guys. And sometimes I saw feminists like, we are ladies, we are feminists. Just showing that for me is overusing in the power, because we don't need to show anything from us to see that we are more powerful than guys or not, We can show it in another way. We can be still ladies and normal person, and don't show it like with the aggressivity, like this aggressive thing. The world is changing a little bit like this, so we're starting to get this from the salsa. In salsa, I don't think it's changing a lot, but now also the solo things is making that people want to make more styling. So making more style, you become more as a solo dancer. So you have more solo people. So I think the solo competition help also to become a solo professional. Okay. Because people, they just need to learn from you, not for two persons.
So this helps the ladies that previously they were dependent on the partners in the partner work.
Now they can show their own style and they can teach what they have or what they do to become like them.
Do you think we'll ever get teams of the caliber, let's say, of Tropical Jam, Yamule, Ansima, that will be directed by women that will choreograph like partner work choreos?
It can be possible, but it's a bit difficult in the way that as a lady, I teach also partner work classes, but I cannot compare myself with Jose. Like it's another level. He has been dancing as a guy the whole life, and now he's dancing as a lady the whole life. So I can learn what he knows, but still he will give more ideas than me because he controlling more than me. So to do that, I think we should be starting really starting deeply, because the years is what you make you mature. So we can know in 2 years create the choreos that the guys is making in for 20 years.
Yeah.
So it's possible. I think it's possible. I think also, for example, Irena Guateque, has 11. She's still doing her work. I mean, she's so doing the thing, right? And she also made like some partner class things on the choreo. So it can be possible. I think it can be possible, but it's always leading for a guy, because it's the one that is leading. Yeah. Like the opposite is also sometimes tricky, because when the guy doesn't have the lady, it's missing something. It's missing a leg, because you can teach the lady, but it's going to be also better seeing a lady, making it as a lady, than a guy telling you, you need to do that. But how? You're just telling me how to do it, but I don't see any with the eyes.
Yeah. That's interesting. The solo and competition culture that we were talking about earlier, of course, also allows artists to make a name in different ways than how it used to be. It used to be much more, a couple or a team. And now you see people like Yago Camilo, or
Bercy,
or
Daniel, so she's doing a lot of things by herself. Karel is also doing by herself.
Yeah. So it's also a good way to reclaim some power.
And like Sasha or Alex Toledo, for example, I don't know if she's performed dancing with someone like performing with couples, but I think she started by herself. So she didn't need anyone to start her own career. So right now, I think you can find some artists that they start just being themselves without having a partner.
But still, I think in the mind of a lot of people, they think, okay, I have to join one of these teams, and that's how I'm going to make it. A lot of people are also criticizing these teams for the power that I feel like that has given them.
I left home when I was 18, almost 19. So I left home when I was really early. So I saw myself in situations where I need to say like, okay, Nerea, it's only you, you are the one by yourself. No one is here to help you or to do things for you. So you need to be also smart and have an eye with who is helping you or who is close to you. So I went to parties or after parties, once in a Congress, we finished the Congress and everyone was like, yeah, let's go to the after party. Yeah, let's go this room. Okay, everyone were there. When I opened the door, it was like a suite room. And I just saw like a sofa in the middle and curtains, one artist was there with a few ladies around. And I was like, this is not my party. I mean, maybe it can be a nice party, but I don't want to be part of that. Like, what it can be happen. So it depends on you. You can be like, okay, nothing is going to happen. I want to try. Or you can, okay, let me step out because it's not my thing. I don't want to be part of that or whatever is happening there. I'm also like I'm party lady, but I'm not like a really party lady outside of the normal common things. So I'm very, my class, that's it.
Careful, maybe.
Yes.
In a certain way.
Yes.
Yeah.
They teach me to be just careful with people. And if you go to somewhere with someone, you are opening the door to that person to enter in your life. Like right now. I mean, you say, let's go to the interview. So I say, you are here with me. So I'm, not depending on you, but you can ask whatever you want because I accept this. So you can ask me whatever you want. So if you would say, let's go to the room, we can go to the room. But if I accept, it's not like, is you right making it something wrong to me? I'm not saying that, but I need to know if that I accept it. But it can happen, no? I mean, maybe you thought that I was saying yes because I like you. And then you tried to kiss me. And I was, what this guy is doing to me? I didn't want to kiss you. It's like, but then why you here with me? I thought that you were coming to the room with me because you wanted something else. And I was like, no, I just wanted to drink. So you need to know, the difference of that.
The signal that you're giving off to people.
Exactly. Exactly. I think you need to always to protect yourself. In a world like this, like in a club, you cannot be with the glass everywhere like this because they can pull pills inside. There's a way.
So if people come out and share something that they, in a similar story as what you say, I went to the room to somebody and they crossed my boundaries. Like, is that also how you respond? Like, hey, learn from it?
I didn't have bad experience like a completely in that way. I have to say that Some guys, they try, but I stopped there. Like, I don't want anything. And that's it. They finish there. So you put your limit on your barrier. If they continue and they don't respect you, then this is your problem. And then you can just go to the police, or you just want to do whatever you want to do, right? So I don't say that one is right and the other one is wrong, and it's the fault of this, that, and the other one, no. But yeah, I think now in this world, you need to be careful about yourself. Everyone is taking responsibility, of their own self. They don't look at each other. And if something happens to you, people is not caring as before. So it's important that we protect ourselves.
Sorry, the last part I didn't understand. You said people
No, they don't care. Like before, maybe they were more. Now the friendships are not like before. Before friendship, they were more stronger than now. I think now life goes too fast. You want a Coke, you have it. You want a Fanta, you have it. You want a date, you have it. You want to fly, you fly. You want to buy something, you buy it. And before it was a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. So how does the that weaker friendship tie in with what we were talking about before? That's
because, for example, if I let's go outside, right? And then next day you say something wrong, it's like, oh, I don't like this guy. Cancel. Next one. And I go to the next one. And I continue doing my life and I forget about you.
Okay. So
before it was more like taking care about people.
So people are easier to drop each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's also got to be a line, right? Even if you say like, oh, like it's a good friend, but sometimes like if you hear something that really shocks you.
I have a few friends, like a few in my city, a few in Valencia, a few in Milan. Where I was living my friends. So I really have friends as fingers. I don't have really like a lot of friends. So the people that really know me, they are not a lot. So I'm not really open. But I feel that, I feel that also relations or friendships or easier things now are happening and passing fast. So
we're used to getting what we want very, very fast, changing
everything. Before, to call your friend, you have to call to their place. You don't remember that, right? We have a phone.
Like when I was very young. Hey, you're not that much older than I am, are you?
Maybe. I want to say my age. Before you have to call someone home, and then the mom or the father was picking up the phone, and then you need to ask for the other person. So it was a process that as a kid is something important that you need to talk with some adult person to ask for the permission of the other person. Now with the phone, you just write.
An emoji.
And you can send a lot of things. So it's just passing fast to the other level. That before you were taking care about, the process, or you were, how you say, you were liking it, the moment that meeting the person, having this. Now it's fast. Yes or no, yes or no, yes or no.
Instant gratification.
You have now the apps that you just scroll, right? Like a yes, no, because the picture.
Should we do that also for the salsa scene? For like, who's your next dance? You're at the social, you're like, everybody has a profile, you're like, and then the phone brings you together.
Everyone with the phone next on, and then let's see who's matching with who.
Yeah.
Let's see if you take the same name. That
would be a
nice
business
one.
idea.
Yeah,
huh?
it would be a nice one.
A bit
It would be
niche.
a nice one.
Who knows?
Maybe you don't dance the whole night.
Let's try it here for the Costa Rica salsa party.
A piece of papers at least. Like, what's the next one? Yes.
All right. What do you think? Should we get a drink?
Yeah, we have a drink. We
deserve it. We sat in the bus. Wait. We had the social last night until 2. Then we woke up at 6. We had breakfast. We're in the bus for almost 7 hours.
Yes.
Arrived here, had to walk 20 minutes up the hill with our suitcases to our accommodation.
Yes. Without finding the accommodation because we didn't know.
Completely lost in the heat. Then we got back, quickly ate, and then Nerea had to teach her workshop. And I dragged her out to the beach here straight away.
Here.
She's like, I need
and from the party,
drink.
I was coming from Amsterdam, so I didn't sleep from the day.
And they lost her suitcase.
That's right. Also,
so she had to buy her clothes at the Walmart. I think this is gonna be the best drink you've ever had.
So if you see me from Costa Rica style, it's because I bought things here.
So thank you so much for your time after all that.
Thank you, man.
This was the second or third episode from Behind the Shines.
Woohoo!
Yes! Super excited to have you on. It's great to have somebody like you, so experienced, has seen so much, so many things to share.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for taking your
Thank
time.
you to
Really,
you.
really, it's an honor for me. And I'm super excited for the weekend here. We're gonna party. So let's see if we are still gonna do the before the podcast or before the drinks podcast, and then after the drinks
If
podcast.
you see me too bad, don't do it, please. Just keep this in the
All right,
one.
let's see if I can judge it well. So I'm going to make this available on Spotify, on YouTube, and I will share a few short reels on Instagram. So feel free to give it a follow. Also, of course, to Nerea, if you're not already doing that, you should. And then hope to see you at the next one.
Yeah, see you, man.
Thank you.
Let's go to Graham.
Let's go to Graham. Oh no, it didn't record.
No way.
Kidding.